Hey guys, it's Eric, and I'm back here in Arkham Asylum. Gonna play some video games while I talk about some DC news. And in this episode specifically, I'll be talking about Wonder Woman. I saw it 2 nights ago, and I actually really liked it. Oh no, I have to do this again. All right, I'm going to I'm gonna fast forward, and I'll be right back after I get to the point I was last time. So 1 second. All right, okay, I'm back, guys. Obviously, I remembered what to do, so it was a lot quicker doing that than last time. Okay, so the main thing I want to talk about today is my thoughts on Wonder Woman. I saw it, as I said, 2 nights ago, and I must say I actually really liked it. I don't think it's a perfect film. I don't think there's rarely ever a perfect film, but I did think it was really, really good. It's very standard in terms of hero's journey and all that kind of stuff, but hold on, let's see where I'm going. That's gonna go there. That's gonna go there. Okay, I'll go this way first. Yeah, so I thought it was pretty standard stuff in terms of story structure. I mean, you have the hero's journey, you have, the hero being tired of their original lifestyle, and then the exciting incident of Steve Trevor coming in and then initially rejecting it, which in this case was actually the other Amazons rejecting it. But then she agrees and goes. Just not for me. Oh damn! Then goes to Steve Trevor and does the whole thing, and third act with death and resurrection and all that kind of stuff. Very, very standard to the T, the structure, but there's a reason why the structure works. Oh, hold on, lost my combo. And it did work. My main flaws, or my main critiques of it, were so minor that they didn't really take away any enjoyment from it. And realizing how hard it is to do these combos and fight at the same time. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's someone else who I saw who used this as an example, and I kind of agree. I'll keep this as spoiler-free as I can. There's just a thing during the end where Wonder Woman doesn't have her sword, and then reaches back and is like, "Oh, I don't have it," and then it cuts away and does the other plot that's going on, and then it cuts back, and she's jumping back to where she was with the sword. Granted, the sword was only 10-15 feet away, but it was just such a weird cut. And there's maybe one or two other times where there was a cut like that in the film that I was like, that's kind of weird. But as I said, that doesn't remove any enjoyment out of the film. So, I was still perfectly fine with it. I liked the lighter tone. I liked the characterization, especially with the guys helping Steve and Diana. DC continues their trend of having DC continuing the trend of inclusion of varying races and kind of thing. Like there's a full or I'm assuming full Native American. I'm not sure about the actor. I just don't know anything about him, so I wouldn't want to say anything 100%. But you had a Native American character. You had a Egyptian. I think it's how it was, at least the character was portrayed. But you had the classic Scotsman, and then Diana, who, I mean, she's Amazonian, but the actress obviously is Israeli. And so it was really cool. You had the Scotsman who was too hot for the press. You had the Scotsman who had PTSD or shell shock. To secure the area. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, so he had shell shock and all this going on. You had the you had the Native American guy. I honestly cannot remember his name, and it's killing me. I'm gonna put up his name right now. There you go. Because I feel bad about not remembering the character's name. And like he was like staying neutral and just getting money, and because like they mentioned how all of his land and his people were taken away by Steve's people. So I thought that was interesting. You have Steve Trevor doing the whole, like, you could either do something or you could do nothing, and I've already tried nothing. I thought that was cool. Murder that guy. Ha 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 ha. Okay, where?
I can't let that man die. I have to clear the room of toxin as quickly as possible.
Airborne toxins. So everyone had like an extra detail to them. They didn't seem that one-dimensional to me. I like the scene after there's just a scene near the middle of the film where it's just a characterization scene. So everyone's kind of relaxed for a brief moment. They're drinking and dancing and all that, and it was a really sweet moment. Where is it? Okay. And you really get to sense that these are, people. Okay. Yeah, so as a whole, I thought it was a really good film. I thought it's a good... Patty Jenkins did a phenomenal job being able to give her great point of view on this kind of character. Gal Gadot did a great job of showcasing this character of Diana and showcasing her strengths and also her weaknesses. Okay. And it's the same thing. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited to see the inevitable Wonder Woman sequel. I'm sure she's going to be getting her own thing, and I'm excited to see the DCEU as a whole. This was kind of the first film where you had John Berg and Jeff Johns become the heads of the DCEU, kind of the Kevin Feige for DC. Granted, this film was already kind of in production, so a lot of the credit is still going towards Patty Jenkins. But is there anything in here? But so John Berg and Jeff Johns kind of became those heads about halfway through the production of the film. So so they still have an imprint on it. And I'm excited to see how it's going to go from here on out. Like the Justice League film is going to be the first full film where they're the head, so there's going to be more of a cohesive structure, or not structure, but a cohesive feel to the franchise. And that's a whole nother animal, because you have all of the reports of, well, not reports, but actual happenings of Joss Whedon coming in and doing the reshoots, in which were originally going to be really small reshoots, but now we're seeing huge sets. And part of me thinks that these sets may have already been made for the original shooting. It's just they kind of got a little sloppy bringing in the sets again for the reshoots, and so people got glimpses of what looks like a structure similar to the Hall of Justice. Or who knows what it could be? It could just be an Easter egg kind of thing, but who knows? I still have faith that it'll do well. I'm gonna go for more health because I'm having trouble with combos. All right. So, wait, was there a Riddler thing? I guess not. Nothing in this room, at least. All right, but now where do I need to go? So that's all done. So now I need to go to the other side. Okay. So, right here. Yeah, so it's Justice League will be an interesting time.
There is still medical staff needing my help.
I'm actually really excited to see. Oh, is this
All patients, please remain calm and move slowly to their
no? Okay, yeah, it was worth a shot.
Sure, I can keep it a secret any longer. I've got 2 old friends coming to the pod.
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of excited for the Wonder Woman sequel and see what Patty Jenkins is actually going to be doing for that, because it's this way. She's been having conflicting reports, and I think a lot of it is just she herself is not quite sure what she wants the story to be fully. She's still figuring that out, which is fine. Like, it's the first movie just came out, so she's just finally done with that. But but it'd be kind of cool to see other adventures after World War One. Maybe they'll throw in some other like DC characters, like Golden Age characters that she comes across with, and show that these kind of vigilantes and other heroes were fairly common back in the day, but nothing like crazy superpowered alien type. Just because that'll kind of, ruin the whole First Contact type story of Man of Steel. Oh, actually, speaking of past, I did remember another critique that I had, and again, it's so minor. How it works in the story is perfectly fine, but it's the World War One part of it is kind of a great oversimplification of the war. Now I've seen other people critique this and being flat out like they're just like making this oversimplification like to the extreme, and they do kind of make a point at sometimes to point out that it's a big ugly mess, and to point out that it's not just Ares doing all this, that it's hold on, and boom. Yeah, to show that it's not just Ares, it's actually like men aren't good, all good. Like they
What's going on?
there's a lot of things going on, but they still had the thing that like Germans are bad, and it wasn't.
I've been studying Joker's.
It's kind of a harder case to make that in World War One than it is in World War Two. World War Two it was Nazis. I mean,
Bad publicity will
they're Nazis. For World War One, it was actually like there's a lot of like point of view, and it was the whole kingdom and different ideologies, and it was a whole thing. It was just a whole thing going on. But as I said, as a whole, I thought it was a really good film. And actually, I'm probably gonna end it right there for now. I'm gonna go right into recording some more episodes. But oh hey, just what the doctor ordered. But for this episode, I'm gonna stop it right here. This is all pretty much about Wonder Woman, trying to stay on point. The next episode, I'm gonna go over some questions that I had, mainly from one guy. But hey, I'll take it. He had a bunch of questions for me to talk about. So that the next episode, yeah, I'll take some questions from the subreddit, which, by the way, if you have any questions that you want for me to talk about or topics to talk about in future episodes, you can leave a comment on this video. You can leave a comment on the subreddit page that this is being posted to on DC_cinematic. You can also tweet at me at AirCycle, and I will try to talk about as much as I can. So until next time, God, I cannot talk today. Until next time, guys, I will see you later. Goodbye.